What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so this is something that Isiah Thomas revealed about 3 weeks ago now. All right, but I don't think it's commonplace as far as people's knowledge of what he revealed because yesterday Isiah Thomas was on NBA TV, and I noticed on social media a lot of people were alarmed at Isiah Thomas's um, appearance. He was the, I guess, the right side of his face. I'm talking about his right appears to be paralyzed, drooping, and oftentimes we know that that's one of the telltale signs of a stroke. So a lot of people wondering, did Isiah Thomas have a stroke? Uh, is he okay? They were concerned about it. Even all of us who talk about basketball and Isiah Thomas is a snake and all that type of stuff. At the end of the day, that's basketball talk. So I saw many people talk about this on social media and were concerned. He does not. He did not have a stroke. One of the clues you got to look at is he didn't have slurred speech, and I'm pretty sure if he had just had a stroke, he'd probably been in the hospital anyway. But he did reveal on a recent episode of the Mark Jackson show that he suffers from Bell's palsy. So, NBA Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas announced recently that he has been diagnosed with Bell's palsy. The 63-year-old former Pistons guard appeared on the Mark Jackson show on YouTube, where he spoke with host Jackson and his son Mark Jackson Jr. about the new recently announced NBA format. During the second part of the interview, Thomas disclosed the news of his diagnosis. He said, quote, "I've gotten a lot of love from people saying, well, Isiah's sick. What's he going through? And I haven't really told anybody, right? So I got Bell's palsy. And again, that's why you see me like this. So appreciate the prayers and the love, but that's what's happening with my mouth right now." Mark Jackson said, "You look good to us. You look great to us." Bell's palsy is a condition that causes the muscles on one side of the face to weaken, causing it to appear to droop. It can happen at any age, is usually short term, and symptoms don't improve within weeks. Symptoms often improve within weeks. According to the Mayo Clinic, the exact cause of Bell's palsy isn't known, but it may be, quote, caused by swelling and irritation of the nerve that controls the muscles on one side of the face or reaction to a viral infection. And he recently shared the diagnosis on NBA TV a few weeks ago and took a moment to thank those who supported him, quote, during this past month. "I'm dealing with it. I'm showing up. I ain't taking off, but I just want everybody to know that I appreciate your prayers and thank you for everything." Of course, Isiah was inducted to the Hall of Fame back in 2000 for leading the Pistons to consecutive championships in the late 80s and early 90s, helping making it one of the NBA's elite teams. Of course, he's also been a frequent critic of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls era. Look, this is above all of that. And I would surmise that that's one of the reasons why he's wearing glasses. I have seen and read that Bell's palsy can affect your vision, and that eye care is very important as far as uh, having the symptoms abate and a possible regression of Bell's palsy. Now, I remember Jim Ross. I don't think his Bell's palsy ever went away. If anything, it got a little worse over the years. I remember Jim Ross, the WWE commenter and commenter. I remember back when he was with WCW, he didn't have that in the early 90s. I think it developed sometime in the mid 90s with Jim Ross. And I mean, it didn't affect his speech in any way. And, we didn't really care. We just noticed that something was going on. Back in those days, I thought it was, I said, did he have a mild stroke or something? But I said, his pronunciation, his voice is too clear. It can't be that. So that's when I looked up and found that even back then, I did a little research and found that he had Bell's palsy. So symptoms of Bell's palsy come on suddenly and may include mild weakness to total paralysis on one side of the face, occurring within hours to days, facial droop and trouble making facial expressions such as closing an eye or smiling, drooling, pain around the jaw or pain in or behind the ear on the affected side, increased sensitivity to sound on the affected side, headache, loss of taste, changes in the amount of tears and saliva produced. Rarely, Bell's palsy can affect the nerves on both sides of the face. Seek medical attention and medical help right away if you experience any types of paralysis because you may be having a stroke. Bell's palsy is not caused by a stroke, but the symptoms of both conditions are similar. If you have facial weakness or drooping, see your healthcare professional to find out the cause and severity of the illness. And risk factors for people to suffer from Bell's palsy include pregnant people, especially during the third trimester, or who are in the first week after giving birth, having an upper respiratory infection such as a flu or a cold, having high blood pressure, being obese, having diabetes. It is rare for Bell's palsy to come back, but when it does, there's often a family history of repeated attacks. This suggests that Bell's palsy might have something to do with genes. Complications from Bell's palsy. Mild symptoms of Bell's palsy typically disappear within a month. Recovery from more complete facial paralysis can vary. Complications may include irreversible damage to your facial nerve, irregular regrowth of nerve fibers. This may result in involuntary contraction of certain muscles when you're trying to move other muscles known as synkinesis. For example, when you smile, the eye on the affected side may close. Partial or complete blindness of the eye that won't close. This is caused by excessive dryness and scratching of the clear protective covering of the eye known as the cornea. So our best wishes is for Isiah Thomas to completely recover from this. And tell me what you guys think.